This is part two, from Eden to Sinai to the return. From Eden to Sinai to the return. Let's go. Now, Jeremiah 31 and 22 explains the new thing as a reversal of roles. In the past, the man, the Most High Yah, or the husband, Yah is the husband, sought out the women, Israel, the wife. Sought out Israel, the wife. In this prophecy, the woman shall seek after the man to restore the relationship. Who is the man that we're going to be seeking after? Yah, Israel. Yah. We're going to actively pursue Yah. This implies that the house of Jacob, the woman, takes the spiritual lead in the homecoming, actively encompassing the covenant to ensure its return. Y'all, this is our job, to ensure the return. And we've been sleeping on our job because we've been sitting here waiting on a Savior. We've been sitting here waiting on what the Christian church has told us to do, and they can't even read our book. They have stifled the world, not just the children of Israel, the world, with their false doctrines. Now, from Sinai to the new thing. The relevance of the house of Jacob at Sinai, Exodus 19:3, is that they were the first to receive the Torah. The foundation. The Most High Yah spoke to the women first because they are the foundation to the home. We're the foundation to the home. And the restoration. Jeremiah's new thing isn't a new set of laws, but a new heart. A new heart, y'all. There's the new heart. Where that same Torah from Sinai is written eternally. The house of Jacob, having been the first to accept the law at Sinai, becomes the vanguard of this internal return. This is the vanguard of this internal return. Vanguard is just the beginning. With a catalyst that when you have dominoes, that first one you knock over, which keeps it going. Now, overcoming the rule of Genesis 3:16. You pointed out, your point about the punishment of Eve highlights a restoration of authority. The curse. In Genesis 3:16, as a result of the fall, it was said of the man, he shall rule over you. Yashamel Bach. Many interpret this as a distortion of the original partnership, where man's authority sometimes replaced the Most High Yah direct authority over the woman. The return to Yah's authority. See, we are trying to return everything back to Yah's authority over everything. Now, by encompassing the man in Jeremiah, the woman is no longer just under a man's rule as a punishment. Instead, she is returning directly to Yah, the mighty man, Geber of the covenant. She's returning back to Yah. We was the first one to accept Yah's covenant. Why? Because when we came into the garden, and when we in the garden, the Most High Yah made us as the temple of the law. And we turned away from the temple of the temple of the law, and allowed a deity to tell us, instead of examining the laws ourselves, instead of saying, well, if I'm confused, let me call on the Creator Yah first before I make a decision. And see, if we had called on the Creator Yah in the garden, the Most High Yah would have put that deity out. He would have put Lucifer out. He would have put Azazel out. He would have put the snake out. He would have put them out. We should have Jeremiah 33:3 that called on Yah, and he would have answered. He would have called on Yah, and he would have answered. And that's what we need to do now. We need to go back to the mighty man, the Geber, back to the covenant that the Most High Yah, we did like we did in Sinai. Restoring the inheritance. Rashi notes that while a daughter originally received a smaller portion of inheritance, a tenth, in the end, she will take everything like a son, signifying a full restoration of statutes and authority under the Most High Yah. Now, summary of proofs. Y'all, I pray that this is edifying you. I pray that you are getting what Yah has showed me. And men, we are not here to overrun you. We're not over here to usurp you. We are all supposed to be turning to Yah. The whole world. The women straight to Yah. The men straight to Yah. And we were supposed to be teaching the world how to go straight to Yah, a father, and applying wisdom, a mother. We were supposed to be teaching this. And instead, we began to act like the other nations. Okay? We got to stop acting like them. Now, the verse, Genesis 3:16, the fall. Woman desire is toward the man. He will rule over her. Exodus 19:3, Sinai. The house of Jacob women spoken to first to accept the law. Jeremiah 31:22. Restoration. A new thing. The woman encompassed the man, initiating the return to Yah. We're going to initiate the return to Yah. Just like we were supposed to initiate the Shemites, the Hamites, and the Japhites. We were supposed to be initiating the return to the Creator Yah. Then it asks this question: would you like to explore Isaiah 4:1 prophecy, which also discuss women taking hold of a man to remove their reproach? Let's go. The prophecy in Isaiah 4:1 acts as a crucial hinge point in the story of the house of Jacob and their return to Yahweh's authority. So we're supposed to be turning to Yahweh's authority. In the Stone Edition, this verse is often read as the final climax of the judgments described in chapter 3, specifically regarding the daughters of Zion, who had previously walked with haughty pride. This is the verse and its immediate context. Isaiah 4:1. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our reproach. Now, the reproach. Historically, this refers to the disgrace of being unmarried or childless in the ancient Israel. The shift in authority, these women who represent the house of Jacob, the women of the nation, are no longer seeking a man to provide for them. They offer to provide their own food and clothing, a direct reversal of the husband's legal duty in Exodus 21:10, overcoming Eve's punishment. You noted that Eve's punishment was being placed under a man's rule. Genesis 3:16, instead of the Most High Yah's direct authority. See the distortion, the reproach. Isaiah 4:1 is the end result of that distortion. A society where the man has fallen by the sword and a woman are left in a state of desperation and shame. And the reversal. In the verse that followed Isaiah 2-4, the Most High Yah himself intervenes to wash away the filth of the daughters of Zion. This moves them away from seeking human covering only for the sake of social status and brings them back into a direct covenant relationship with Yah. Do y'all hear this? Do you hear this? The punishment is over. The punishment is done. Now, the reversal, the new thing, the awakening, y'all. This is the reversal of the awakening. Look, the reversal in the verse that follows Isaiah 4:22-4. The Most High Yah himself intervenes to wash away the filth of the daughters of Zion. This moves them away from seeking human covering only for the sake of social status and brings them back into direct covenant relationship with Yah. Now that we know we can do anything through Yah's name. Yah has separated us off like he did Joseph. Do you understand and understand? The Most High Yah left Joseph in jail, right? Why? Because Joseph went to man. He went to the baker, and there was the baker and somebody else. And he went to them trying to get to the king. He went to the feet of man to try to get to the king instead of counting on Yah like he was supposed to. So he let Joseph sit there a little while longer to understand and understand you don't go to man to get what you need. You go to me. And then once Joseph humbled himself, Joseph humbled himself down, then the Most High Yah gave him his rewards. So we got to humble ourselves down. We cannot go and worship at the feet of man. Did you see that in Ezekiel 8? See that in Ezekiel? Did you see them? They were crying at the feet of a man. And the men was worshiping the sun, and then the women were crying at the feet of a man. And nobody was calling on Yah. Nobody was doing that. And that's the whole reason we came back down. We're here. It's to turn the world to Yah. Turn the people to Yah. And instead, we started acting like the rest of the world and worshiping at the feet of man. We just traded JC for a husband. And as my sister Judith said, there is no word in Paleo Hebrew for a woman's husband. The only husband that is supposed to be is Yah. The only husband is Yah. There is no word for it. When you use the word husband, In Paleo Hebrew, it's Baal. Baal. The same one the Most High Yah tells us not to do. He tells you not to worship Baal. And we started worshiping the husband. Doing exactly what we're not supposed to do. Acting exactly like the other nations. Can you see it now? Yah is our husband. Yah is our husband. Now we're going to be moving away from the seeking, the covering only human covering, and we're going to go back to doing what? The covenant relationship with Yah. Now, the connection to the new thing. Jeremiah 31:22. Just as you identified in Jeremiah, where the women encompass and courts the men, Isaiah 4:1 shows women taking the initiative for restoration. Rather than being passive, the 7 women representing a complete or whole group take hold Chazaz, the one man. Who is the one man, y'all? Who is the one man? Yah. Allegorical meaning. Many commentaries of Isaiah 4:1 interpret the one man as symbolizing as who? The Most High Yah. Not a Messiah. I didn't catch that before until just now. The Most High Yah. Why? By asking to be called by his name. We're going to be wanting to be called by the name of Yah. Then there it go. Isaiah 44. We're going to change our name back to Yah. We're going to adopt the name of Yah. We're going to go back to the name of Yah. By asking to be called by Yah's name, they're seeking to return to their true identity as people of the Most High Yah. Essentially, bringing the house of Jacob back under the direct authority of the name of the Most High Yah, of the name of Yahweh. Some of you call him Yah-O, some of you call him Yahuwah, some of you call him Abba Yah. But we are going to go back to seeking to be called the name by the name of Yah. We want to be called by his name. See, they have made this about a man and not made this about the man. You hear that? Sound confirmation. Instead of making it about a man, a human man, they haven't taken us back to the man, the creator, the first, the last, the beginning, the end, like we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be turning back to the marriage ceremony in Jeremiah. Oh, y'all, I just got that in Jeremiah 2. Y'all, we had a marriage ceremony to the Creator Yah in the wilderness. Yah's our husband. We were supposed to be calling on our one husband. We were supposed to be calling on our one husband, and we weren't. We started worshiping at the feet of man, like the women in Ezekiel 8 who was worshiping Tammuz. Like the other nations who looked to the other deities, who rejected Yah in the beginning. When Yah went to the whole world, oh, y'all, I just had a flood of information just hit me just now. When the Most High Yah went to all the other nations, they refused him. They refused Yah. But the children of Israel didn't. When the Most High Yah went to us in Sinai, he went to the women first. Then he went to the men. He went to the women because women were more likely to choose a husband than a man. who would choose authority over them. That's why he was soft with the women, but he had to be forceful with the men because men refuse authority. Women don't mind having authority over us as long as we treat it right. As long as we treat it right. And see, y'all gonna treat you right. Y'all gonna do everything for you. He gonna love you. He's gonna be the best husband you ever had. And we love him with all our heart and all our soul. I love him so much. He takes care of me so much. He does so much for me. And I love him with all my heart and all my soul and all of my might. Now let's keep reading. The summary of the transition. Conditions of the house of Jacob, women, and the source of authority. Eden, the fall and its consequences. The men rule over you, Genesis 3:16. Sinai, the women spoken to first accept the Torah, direct covenant with the Creator Yah, Exodus 19:3. The judgment, scarcity of men, haughtiness, leading to shame, social reproach, Isaiah 3-4, verse 1. The restoration, seeking the name, the new thing, to remove the shame, seeking Yah's authority, Jeremiah 31:22. Now, it asks me another question. It asks me, would you like to examine Isaiah 4:2 further to see exactly how Yah promised to wash away the filth of the women once they return to him? And I said, yes. Are y'all ready to find out what the Most High Yah is teaching? Woo! I'm excited. In the Stone Edition tonight, the transition from verse 1-2 remarks the shift from human desperation to divine restoration. Once the house of Jacob, the women, seeks to remove their reproach, Yahweh, the Most High Yah, responds with a supernatural cleansing. Let's go. First, the promise of the branch. On that day, the branch of the Most High Yah shall be for beauty, for honor, and the fruit of the earth for pride and for glory, for the survivors of Israel. Do you hear that? The promise of the branch. The Most High Yah is the branch. On that day, the branch of the Most High Yah shall be for beauty and for honor, and the fruit of the earth for pride and for glory, for the survivors of Israel. The shift. The women in verse 1 were looking to a mortal man to take away their shame. In verse 2, y'all, Yahweh provides that branch. The Messiah, Zamah, who offers true beauty, and the Most High Yah is our Savior. Y'all, the Most High Yah is that branch, that Savior, who offers true beauty and honor that comes from the Most High Yah's authority, not man's. Sapphira, Isaiah 4:2. Y'all, Isaiah 4:2. Y'all, do y'all see that? Did you see that? I got to read that again. See, in the beginning, in order for a woman to be honored, she had to marry a man and all this kind of stuff. Now, the woman in verse 1 were looking for a mortal man to take away their shame. That's what we were taught by the world to do. Worship at the feet of a mortal man. But in verse 2, the Most High Yah provides that branch. The Most High Yah provides the saving. The Most High Yah is our Savior and our Messiah and our everything. The Most High Yah, the one who is going to offer true beauty. He's the one who's going to offer the true honor that comes from the Most High Yah's authority only, not man's. A man cannot do it. They don't have the authority to do this. Not no man, not no deity, not no God. Yah is the only one that can give you this. Y'all, I pray that this is edifying to you and that it is helping you, because man, it blew my mind. And I'm thankful for my sisters for talking with me and helping me see how to get from the punishment of Eden to redemption of Yah. That's what this is all about, is how are we going to get from under the punishment that happened when we fell from Eden to the redemption of Yah. For Yah's redemption, for Yah redeeming Israel, for Yah redeeming the children of Israel. Here it is. There's spiritual scrubbing. Isaiah 44 and Isaiah chapter 4, 3-4. And it shall come to pass that when the Most High Yah shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall purge the blood of Jerusalem from its midst, by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. Okay, the filth. According to the Stone Tanakh commentary, this filth refers to the spiritual and moral decay, haughtiness, described in chapter 3. The method. The Most High Yah uses a spirit of judgment and a spirit of burning. I told you the refiner's fire, y'all. This is a physical washing. This isn't a physical washing, but a refinement of the soul, y'all. By removing the filth, he removes the legal bias for the punishment of Eve. By removing the filth, the Most High Yah removes the legal basis for the punishment of Eve, y'all. The results. The daughters of Zion are no longer wayward. They are restored to the status that they held in Sinai, holy and set apart. Woo, y'all. Holy and set apart. Holy and set apart. Let's read that again. The method uses, the Most High Yah uses a spirit of judgment and a spirit of burning. This isn't a physical washing, but a refinement of the soul. By removing the filth, he removes the legal basis, I said bias earlier, the legal basis for the punishment of Eve. And the results, the daughters of Zion are no longer wayward. They are restored to the status they held in Sinai, holy and set apart. Returning to Yah's authority. The spirit of burning, consuming the desire to follow the laws of men or the sins of our youth, and replaces it with the direct connection to Yahweh. This fulfills the new thing from Jeremiah. The woman, the house of Jacob, is cleansed. She is no longer under the rule of the curse. Genesis 3:16. She becomes holy, Kodesh, as mentioned in verse 3, meaning she is under the direct, exclusive authority of the Most High Yah. See, we're supposed to be turning the world back to Yah, and we started acting like the other nations. And he says, come up out of her. Stop acting like Babylon and start being like the children that I raised you to be, that I made you in the garden. I didn't raise you like this. Your mama didn't raise you like this. I didn't make my children to worship at the feet of man. I made them to walk in the cool of day with me. I made them to be able to come to me and have a conversation like the daughters did in Sinai. Do you see it now? He didn't make us to be oppressed. The Most High Yah hates oppression. He hates it. That's why he gives us the right to choose. When we're doing things, we're doing it like the other nations, y'all. We're doing it like the other nations. Where they put a chain on our neck. What's that chain? The oppression of worshiping at the foot of men. And then they provided us with all different types of men statues to worship at their feet. Whether it was a man in our house, was a man at the church, was a man they claimed to be God. They gave us all these different type of men to worship and never led us back to the authority of Yah. And now Yah is going to use the daughters of Zion to lead the men back to his authority. And lead the nations in the world back to this authority. This is why the Most High Yah says in Jeremiah 31, there's going to be a new thing in the world. Now, the final canopy. Isaiah 4 and 5. Then the Most High Yah will create over every dwelling place of Mount Zion a cloud by day and a flaming fire by night. For over all the glory there shall be a canopy, a chuppah. The use of the word chuppah means marriage canopy. Do y'all realize that Yah is our husband? It is the ultimate proof. It signifies that the house of Jacob has returned to its marriage covenant with the Most High Yah. The reproach is gone because they are now covered by his glory, not by the statue of a mortal man. Do you see this? And see, the church want us to bow down, go to the pulpit and bow down at the foot of a man. Whether he be a pope, whether he be a pastor, whether he be JC, whether he be a deity, whether he be Buddha, Allah, whatever name it is, they want you to worship at the foot of a mortal or a deity and not worship Yah the way Yah raised us to be in the garden, how he created us to be in the garden. He created us to be partners. He created us to be his friend. He created us to be his fervent lover, not oppressed, not being a slave, or he wouldn't have given us choice. Now let's go over this word again. I told you when we learn it from the Paleo Hebrew, the book reads different. The use of the word chuppah, marriage canopy. So when the Most High Yah putting his glory, his flame, his fire over it, this is the marriage canopy that the Most High Yah is putting over. This is the ultimate proof. It signifies that the house of Jacob has returned to its marriage covenant with the Most High Yah, and the reproach is gone, y'all. And the reproach is gone. Why? Because now we'll be covered by his glory and not by the status of a human being. In the Stone Edition Tanakh, the plea in Lamentations 5:21 is the definitive cry for restoration. Bring us back to you, Yah, and we shall return. Renew our days as of old. When? As old. The days of as old. Ke Kodim refers back to the era before the reproach. Was what? Before the reproach, before we fell from the garden. The rule of the man, specifically to the Sinai level authority, where the house of Jacob stood directly before the Most High Yah. I keep telling y'all, I want to go back. I want to go back to where it was when I walked in the cool of the day with the Creator Yah. I want to go back to that. And you know I've been saying this. Y'all know I've been saying this for the past year. I want to go back to the cool of the day when I'm walking with Yah. I want to go back to when he living down here with us. That's what I want to go back to. I don't want what the world has to offer anymore. I don't want it. I don't want that. I want it when we can call on Yah and he will show up to us. I want it back where we were in the next room with him, where he was on earth with us. Remember what I read in Ezekiel 8 over in my last video? What did he say? The men said that Yah has left earth, so he can't see us. Well, I want him to see us. I want him to be with us, and I want him to be around us. I want him back. Because what the world has to offer is not good. What the other nations offer is not good. What the other deities offer is not good. They offer you oppression and lies and stress and unhappiness. When Yah offered us the Garden of Eden and himself, I'd rather have Yah and the Garden of Eden than what this world has to offer. Now, this as of old, K. Kadim refers back to the era before the reproach and the rule of man, specifically to the Sinai level authority, where the house of Jacob stood directly before the Most High Yah. Number one, the restoration of the order. The phrase "as of old" points to the time when the house of Jacob, the women, received the law first, untainted by the sin of youth or the filth of later generations. The old standard at Sinai, there was no intermediary man rule between the woman and the Most High Yah's word. The plea, by asking to be brought back, the nation is asking to be reinstated into the original, direct covenantal structure where Yahweh is the only master. And I don't know how about y'all, but I only want Yah is the only master. I only want Yah is the only husband. I don't want this other stuff. It's flawed. It's flawed. Everything about the way this world run, everything it is flawed. It is flawed. It is flawed. I want the perfection back. And the way y'all did it in the beginning, it was good. And it was perfect. He created the sky. It was good. He created the moon, the stars, everything. It was good. But when it came to the ways of the fallen angels, it is flawed. It is ugly. It is mean. It is nasty. It's destructive. And it's oppressive. And I don't want it anymore. Now, number 2, the connection to the new thing. The new thing in Jeremiah 31:22 is actually the fulfillment of the plea from Lamentations. Jeremiah says, the woman shall court and compass the man. Lamentations says, bring us back, renew our days. The link? The renewal happens when the house of Jacob takes the initiative to encompass Yah again. This restores y'all. This restores us, y'all. This restores the woman's authority to its original state, standing as a holy pillar of the nation, just as she was when she first said, we will do and we will hear at the mountain. Ending the waywardness. Number 3. The wayward daughter, Jeremiah 31 and 22. It is the one who stopped looking to the days of old instead of looking to the rule of men. So there's the wayward women look for the worship at the feet of men. We start worshiping at the feet of men instead of calling on the Creator Yah, like in the days of old. Now, when the Most High Yah brings us back, He removes the heart of stone and replaces it with a heart that desires His laws, Ezekiel 36 and 26. This removes the reproach of Isaiah 4 and 1 because the name they are called by is no longer just a mortal husband name, but the name of the Most High Yah under the chuppah canopy of His glory. Woo, y'all. Woo, woo, y'all. We're going to be called under the name of His glory. Oh, praises to the Most High Yah. Woo, I can't wait. I can't wait. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. We will no longer be the wayward daughter that was looking for the rule of man. We will be looking for Yah. We will be looking for Yah's name. And we will be looking for our husband, Yah. Summary of the return to Sinai authority. Lamentations 5:21. The request. Renew our days of old. Exodus 19 and 3. The old days, the house of Jacob as the first recipient of the word. Jeremiah 31 and 22. The new thing, the house of Jacob returning to encompass the Creator directly. Shall we examine the Sabbath as a specific sign and the job given to the house of Jacob to maintain this authority within the home as discussed in Exodus 31:13-17? Yes, we shall. Y'all, this is going to be like 5 videos. In the stone edition, the Sabbath, the Shabbat, is described not just as a day of rest, but an eternal sign, ot he la o olam, between the Most High Yah and the children of Israel. When we apply the distinction that the house of Jacob, the woman, is the foundation of the home, the job of maintaining the Sabbath becomes the primary tool for keeping the Most High Yah's authority alive. So we were tasked with keeping the Most High Yah's authority alive. Yah only, Yah only, Yah only, Yah only. We're supposed to be in the house telling the children, Yah only, our sons, Yah only, the daughters, Yah only, our husband, Yah only. Everybody came around, Yah only. If you ain't Yah only, get up out our face. That's what we're supposed to have been doing. The commandment, a sign of sanctification. Remember, the Most High Yah says in Deuteronomy, He is set apart and we were supposed to be set apart. We're supposed to be telling these folks to get up out our face. We are not going to serve your gods. In Joshua chapter 20, 22, 23, 24, we were supposed to be running those people and destroying them from our face. And then in Judges chapter 1 and chapter 2, we didn't do that. So the Most High Yah let them stay there and be a thorn in our side and make our life hard. And when all we had to do is stand 10 toes down and say, Yah only. Yah only. Now, let's keep going. The commandments, a sign of sanctification, of being set apart, y'all. When you do the commandments, that's a sign of you are being sanctified and set apart when you do them. Exodus 31 and 13. And it reads, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Above all, you must keep the Sabbath. For this is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, so that you may know that I am the Most High Yah, who makes you holy. It is not a man who can make you holy. It is not a man who can save you from your sins. It is not that. Who makes you holy is the Creator Yah. And we need to go back to that. The job, while the commandments is while the commandments is given to all, the actual keeping of the home sanctity, the mean keep our house set apart, y'all, falls to the house of Jacob. In the Jewish tradition, the woman is the one who ushers in the Sabbath by lighting the candles. The authority. By lighting the candles, she officially declares the start of the holy time, bringing the home under the Most High Yah's direct authority and pushing aside the rule of the mundane world. The Sabbath as the new thing reality. If the new thing in Jeremiah 31 is the woman encompassing the man which is the Most High Yah, then the Sabbath is the physical manifestation. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. The Sabbath as the new thing. And if the new thing in Jeremiah 31:22 is the woman encompasses the man who is that Yah, then the Sabbath is the physical manifestation of that, encompassing the home on the Sabbath. The woman creates a circle of holiness around her family. She encompasses the household in a spiritual canopy, the chuppah. I hope I'm saying that right. Removing the reproach. On this day, the reproach of the week's labor and the sins of the youth are set aside. And the house of Jacob stands as a queen, restored to the dignity of Sianai. This is why I tell you, on the Sabbath day, we don't argue, we don't debate, we don't do this. We keep it about Yah, and we keep it about Yah only. And if you do not want to do that, what do I tell you? Get away from my channel, get away from me. Because if you don't want to keep the day set apart and sanctified and about Yah and what He has done for us, and we promise to keep the Sabbath holy and set apart, then I don't want you around me. And I mean that, and I don't be playing when it comes to that. We don't play about Yah. We don't play about His laws, statutes, commandments, and we don't play about His Sabbath day. No, we don't. Because it's a sign between us. That's what it says in Ezekiel. It's a sign that we made a covenant with each other, that we have a marriage. And when we're under that marriage rule, when we have the canopy of Yah over us, we are taken care of. We are set apart, and we are made clean, and we're made pure, and we're happy. And I want to be happy again. In order to get that, I got to stop you people from getting around me and trying to make it a debate, make it about JC, make it about other God, about debating about the New Testament. I don't know. Not on the Sabbath day. We're going to keep it about Yah. And if you can't keep it about Yah, you got to get up out my face. We don't play about our Creator around Him. We don't do that.